why the Senate is holding this hearing in camera?
Well, like I said earlier, you see, approach matters. The method in everything we do in the Senate, or generally as legislators, we also look at the methodology of carrying out every assignment. So every committee that is given a responsibility, the first thing they do is to sit down and map out how they are going to approach the work. They look at so many factors, the sensitivity involved, the kind of information they want to get, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, they decide on how to go about it. But suffice it to say that at the end, everything remains open, because whatever the committee is able to unravel, they've been given a clear mandate. And that clear mandate is a legislative mandate by the Senate. And they will come back to give a report. That report will be discussed publicly and in the open. And every single senator has a right to discuss whatever. And so because of that, it is difficult for anybody to now say, because maybe they've gone to call some people to discuss with them, they can compromise, because we know what we are asking them to do.
Do you think that the hearing of the House of Reps then puts in any way the sensitivity, or jeopardizes the sensitivity which you are trying to guard?
It doesn't. That is not, it's not the issue of sensitivity. It doesn't. And at any rate, for example, you can see, despite the fact that they went to the open, what they were getting are facts, again, that are different from the one that went in the open. I mean, in the closed session that they had. The Senate committee is now saying that from the interaction so far we've had, we are beginning to get some of these facts. And because of that, we want you to expand the scope. Now, that never came out in the open discussions the House of Rep had. So what is important for us, and I think what Nigerians should begin to look at, is there is a problem. And we are determined to get to the root of that problem. How we do that, I think, should be of little concern. What should be important is, are we definitely going to get to the root of the matter?
It is interesting that a scope that has been, asked to be expanded by the Senate is the fact that the EFCC, this time around again, the EFCC is alleged to have relooted, or members of the EFCC alleged to have relooted 222 properties recovered by Maina. But if we're to go by the testimony that the Attorney General has given about the existence of a syndicate that is, stealing the pension funds, it's interesting that the Senate is now asking for an expansion in that regard.
No. Originally, what the mandate is saying is to look at the work of Maina. Now, the work of Maina will unravel the allegation by the Attorney General. Remember, the Attorney General was not there when Maina did this particular work. He is coming in the last 2 years. Now, for this, as far as I can understand it, if this committee goes in to do its work, Maina is going to tell them the fact. He got some of these properties as, proceed of crime, more or less, from people who have looted the pension funds. So the idea of who is involved will also become very clear. And I think the point we need to look at is, Nigerians who are involved are across, because when you say a syndicate, it means there are people who are aiding and abetting at various layers. Where these layers are is what the investigation will come to unravel. And be that as it may, let me try to make one clarification with respect to EFCC. We don't have anything against anybody, because the EFCC was a creation of the National Assembly.
Just curiously, quickly, can you respond to this? Because I just got this mail now from one of our viewers who is saying that there is no functioning board in the EFCC because the Senate has refused to confirm board nominees because of Magu. Is that right? That
is not correct. When we did the confirmation, there were 4 other nominees. We confirmed those people. They were confirmed. I can't bring down their name here, and I can't remember whether it is 4 or 5.
So no nominees.
But they were, all of these
no
people,
nominees for the board of the EFCC has been presented to the Senate.
They were presented to the Senate alongside with Magu.
Have they been confirmed?
They've been confirmed.
Okay.
And the report coming from the DSS never indicted any one of them.
Okay.
And I need to make this particular point. Are we building institutions, or we are building individuals? I think Nigeria must begin to look at building institutions, because the institutions will overlive or overstay. As far as I'm concerned, it will outlive all of us. So what we are doing here as Senate is saying that the DSS as an institution, for every single nomination that comes to us, the DSS give us a security report.
Just wondering quickly, when will this ad hoc committee finish its work?
Well, as it is now, because they've come back to ask for an expanded scope, I think they've asked for additional time. And if I'm not mistaken, it's either 2 weeks or 4 weeks they've been given. I can't remember precisely. But definitely it will be more than 4 weeks. And I believe whatever it is, they know how sensitive and how serious Nigerians are looking at this issue.
And there's going to be another body investigating the fracas between the EFCC and the DSS?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily. Senator Sabi Abdullahi is the chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Publicity.